Good evening, everybody. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, when you are ready, will you please call the roll?
Councilwoman Melly Garthwaite.
Melly Garthwaite at large, present.
Councilman Peter Rivera.
Peter Rivera at large, present.
Councilman Sean Ronan.
Here.
Councilwoman Ann Heffernan.
Councilwoman Ann Heffernan, 1st District here.
Councilwoman Nancy Tagliatella.
Councilwoman Nancy Tagliatella, 2nd District, present.
Councilwoman Sarah Akbarali is absent. Councilman Gary Donovan.
Councilman Gary Donovan, 4th District, present.
Councilman Edward McMillan.
Councilman Edward McMillan, 5th District, present.
Councilwoman Dawn Callahan is absent. Councilwoman Catherine Tucker is absent. Councilman David Beaton.
Councilman David Beaton, 9th District, present.
Councilman Ronald Quagliani.
Ron Quagliani, 10th District, present.
And Chairman Christopher Vargo.
Chairman Christopher Vargo, 8th District, present.
We have a quorum, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Time is 7 o'clock, and we will now hold our public hearings. I'm kicking off to the Legislative Matters Committee. Chairman Quagliani.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a Legislative Matters public hearing. Legislative Matters Committee members are Councilman Ronan, Councilwoman Garthwaite, and myself acting as chair. Councilwoman Tucker and Akbarali are not present at this time. We have in front of us Communication A from the June 8th, 2026 agenda from Mayor Durham DeBoer requesting consideration and action on amendment to Chapter 206, Streets and Sidewalks of the Code of the City of West Haven to add Article 8, Leaves and Yard Waste. Would anyone from the public like to address the council regarding this topic? For the second time, anyone from the public like to address the council regarding this topic? And for a third and final time, would anyone from the public like to address this topic? Seeing none, Mr. Chairman, your public hearing is closed at 7:01 p.m.
Thank you, Councilman Quagliani. Time is 7:01. We will now enter public session. Would anyone from the public like to address the City Council? Sir, and then sir. Just please state your name and your address on the record.
Turn the microphone on.
Okay. Good evening, Chairman Vargo, members of the City Council. My name is Christopher Mercer. My address is 39 Aircraft Road, West Haven. I'm the founder and executive director of Family First Initiative, a West Haven-based nonprofit organization focused on strengthening families, individuals, and communities through youth development, family engagement, leadership development, and financial literacy. Yesterday, Family First Initiative hosted Family First Fest Presents Make Music Day down at Old Grove Park. The event was completely free to the public and brought together families, local performers, community organizations, businesses, volunteers, and residents from throughout West Haven and Greater New Haven area. The event provided free family activities, live music, literacy programming, youth engagement opportunities, community resources, and local economic activity through participating vendors and businesses from the city of West Haven. Also here tonight to respectfully request reimbursement or consideration for the municipal fees assessed for the event. Family First Initiative, we're a federally recognized tax-exempt nonprofit organization. The event was conducted solely for charitable and community purposes. No admission was charged, and all proceeds generated through fundraising activities support our nonprofit mission and programming that serve West Haven families. Given the public benefit provided by the event and our nonprofit status, I respectfully again ask the council and administration to review the fees that were charged and determine whether reimbursement for the nonprofit is appropriate. I do have supporting documentation I can provide to the council and the clerk, and would be welcome and open to discuss the opportunity and the matter further with you guys. Once again, Christopher Mercer.
Mr. Mercer, that needs to go through one of the city departments to make its way up here, but do you have something that you can give to our clerk and we can provide it to the appropriate persons?
I have some of the receipts, and then I can type something up and send
Actually,
it to you.
why don't you, if you go onto our website,
Okay.
If you go to the city council page under government, there'll be my email address and then our clerk, Stacy Riccio, her email address. If you could email us the details and all of your contact information, I'll make sure that it makes its way to the proper place, and then we can evaluate whether or not it goes onto an agenda.
I appreciate you.
No problem. Thank you. Would anyone else from the public like to address the city council, sir?
My name is Bob Manzella. I live at 21 Homesteader Lane. I haven't been here in a while, but every time I'm here, it's the same thing. It's that light up in front of the police station just refuses to work for any amount of time. It's been working for a couple of months. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, I went through there again. It's back to its old ways. I wrote to Ron about it. I've been doing this for years. I've been coming here. I think you ought to just put 4 stop signs there if you can't fix the damn light. It's ridiculous how inefficient it is. It holds up traffic in both directions. Been doing it forever. And I know it can work correctly because it does for months at a time. And now we go back to where we are now. So that's it on that. But while I'm here, I go back to Gail Burns and Steve, give me a name here, Johnstone. Been bugging them about a noise I've been hearing since before the plague. This humming noise at night, especially at night when it's quiet. And I've come to the council over and over on this, and I told the council back in, like I say, before the plague got here, where that noise was coming from. It was coming from a place called Watson Industries or Watson Foods or something or other. And I guess nobody believed me. Recently, I just read an article that you guys have found the source of that noise, and it cost you 16 grand. I was here years ago telling you where that noise was coming from. I even went up there. They wouldn't even talk to me. They said, when you pay as much in property tax as we do, then they'll listen to you. Well, here we are. Now you've discovered, I know you spent 16 grand on this, but I told you where the noise was coming from. You got to get that fixed. It's annoying. It's ridiculous. The best part is some people can't hear it. And maybe that's why we can't get it fixed. But I can hear it really well. So I heard it's going to be fixed by Labor Day. I'll see you guys in September if I keep hearing it. And then because I am here and I made the effort, there's a lot of talk now about speed cameras. Milford's in love with them. If you really want to have some fun, do what I do now. Go down Ocean Avenue doing the speed limit. See how upset everybody behind you is. You know what it's posted over there? 20. No one's doing 20. None of you people are doing 20. The mayor's not doing 20. The police are doing 50. If you're going to put these cameras up, you need some realistic speed limits. Because right now, they're ridiculous. Jones Hill Road is posted 25 from, I think, South Street on down. No one's doing 25 there. None of you people are. I'm not. Let's be honest. No one's doing it. If you're going to start giving out tickets for somebody doing 30, you're going to have to rethink this because these roads are designed to be going far faster. Probably these limits were set in the 30s or something by the state, but you got to reconsider this. You're going to be giving out tickets like crazy, probably raising my insurance rates, and they're already ridiculous. My wife stopped driving this year. She's in her 70s, middle 70s. What do you think happened to my insurance? That's right, it went up because now the only people in the house driving are males, which is just me. So they find any excuse to raise your rates now. I don't want one of these tickets. Now, if you want me driving around at the speed limit, I'm having a great time doing it, but I think you got to rethink it all. I know you guys view it as free money, but it's not fair to the public. You've been letting us drive much beyond those limits for decades. And you can't now just slap these limits on us. They've only been there, and everybody knows this, so the police can stop anybody they want anytime because everybody's speeding. Ocean Avenue, everywhere. Everybody's speeding. You all know it. I'm speeding. But you got to have a more reasonable set of limits because they're just far too slow for the day and age we're in. And that's all I've got. So thanks for your time.
Thank you for your comments. Would anyone else from the public like to address the city council? For a second time, anyone else from the public like to address the city council? Third and final time, anyone from the public like to address the city council? Seeing none, public session is closed at 7:08. All right. Before we get started, we have a couple of housekeeping items. First, you'll all notice that the agenda is just a little bit different tonight. I've been working with our clerk and with our corporation counsel, trying to find ways to streamline our meetings a little bit. So we're going to give this new format a chance and see how we do, and maybe we'll make some adjustments, or we'll keep it this way. We do have a couple of things that we need to do first. Number one, I'm looking for a motion per Rule 6.1 of the City Council rules to suspend Rule 4.11, the order of business, so we could use this modified agenda. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion from Councilman McMillan, second from Councilman Beaton. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. I am looking for a motion to add as communication J, request for consideration and action on proposed sale of municipal tax liens. I'm looking for a motion to add that to the agenda. Motion from Councilman Donovan.
Second.
Second from Councilman McMillan. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. And due to Councilman Acquarelli's absence, I am temporarily appointing Councilman Quagliani as the acting chair of the Finance Committee. Congratulations. All right. I think we're all set. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of the special meeting of June 1, 2026?
Motion.
Motion from Councilman McMillan. Do I have a second? Second from Councilwoman Tagliatella. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of June 2, 2026?
Motion.
Motion from Councilor Heffernan. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Councilman Beaton. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of the June 3rd, 2026 special meeting?
Motion.
Motion from Councilman Donovan. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Councilman Tagliatella. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. One abstention. Told you we're trying to do it fast. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of the special meeting of June 8, 2026?
Motion.
Second.
First from Councilman McMillan, second from Tagliatella. Or was it Heffernan? Heffernan. I'll give that to Heffernan. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of the June 9, 2026 special meeting?
Motion.
First from Councilman Donovan. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Councilman Tagliatella. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? One abstention. Motion carries. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of the special meeting of June 10, 2026?
Motion.
Second.
First from Beaton, second from McMillan. Any discussion?
Discussion.
Discussion.
This is a first for me.
Yeah, me too. Let me get the motion. It's out.
No, I mean, I left early during the meeting, and I'm not sure if I'm supposed to abstain or not.
No.
The minutes are correct. All right.
I'm fine with you voting
Okay,
for it.
so
Don't worry
I'll
about
vote
it.
yes on that then. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of June 15, 2026
Motion.
special meeting? First from Councilman Donovan. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Councilman Heffernan. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. May I have a motion? These made it to the packet, right? Okay. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for the public hearing of June 17, 2026?
Motion.
First
Second.
from Councilwoman Tagliatella, second from Councilman McMillan. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? One abstention. Motion carries. Last but not least, may I have a motion to approve the special meeting minutes of June 17, 2026?
Motion.
We have to hold these?
Hold these.
Never mind, we have to hold these. Hold these. Hold these.
Hold them, hold those, hold these.
All right. All right, I'm exhausted. Madam Clerk, will you please assign the communications?
Communication A from the tax collector regarding refund of overpayments for May 2026 will be filed with the record tonight. Communication B from the tax collector regarding refund of overpayments for June 2026 will be filed with the record. Communication C from Mayor Borer requesting consideration and action on the reappointment of Roberta M. Garlock of 125 Great Circle Road, West Haven, to the Ethics Commission. Ms. Garlock's reappointment will become effective immediately and expire on May 31st, 2029, being assigned to the Committee on Personnel and Civil Service, Chairman Ronan. Communication D from Joseph Perno, Chief of Police, requesting consideration and action on animal shelter donations totaling $1,121.40, being assigned to the Committee on Finance, Acting Chairman Quagliani. Communication E from Mayor Dorinda Borer requesting consideration and action on the reappointment of Margaret Goodwin, 246 Peck Avenue, West Haven, to the Energy Commission. Ms. Goodwin's reappointment will become effective immediately and expire on February 25th, 2029, being assigned to the Committee on Personnel and Civil Service, Chairman Ronan. Communication F from David Taylor, Acting Director of Finance, requesting consideration and action on a resolution amending fiscal year 2024-2025 capital budget, being assigned to the Committee on Finance, Acting Chairman Quagliani. Communication G from David Taylor, Acting Director of Finance, requesting consideration and action on the approval of an ordinance allowing for the issuance of bonds in the amount of $12,477,252 to fund certain projects from fiscal year 2024-2025 capital budget, being assigned to the Committee on Finance, Acting Chairman Quagliani. Communication H from Rick Fontana, Emergency Management Director, requesting consideration and action on approval of a resolution pertaining to a memorandum of agreement with the Connecticut Department of Emergency Management and Homeland Security Emergency Management Performance Grant, fiscal year 2025, being assigned to the Committee on Finance, Acting Chairman Quagliani. Communication I from Mayor Dorinda Borer requesting consideration and action on the reappointment of Raymond V. Collins IV, 209 Court Street, West Haven, Connecticut, to the Energy Commission. Mr. Collins' reappointment will become effective immediately and expire on February 25th, 2029, being assigned to the Committee on Personnel and Civil Service, Chairman Ronan. And then we have Communication J from our Acting Director of Finance, David Taylor, regarding the approval of the tax lien assignment for Grand List 2024 to RAM Financial Group, being assigned to the Committee on Finance, Acting Chairman Quagliani. And that concludes our communications for this evening. Oh, other than, go ahead to read that one too. We have Communication A from the June 8th agenda, June 8th, 2026 agenda, from Mayor Dorinda Borer requesting consideration and action on an amendment to Chapter 206, Streets and Sidewalks of the Code of the City of West Haven to add Article 8, Leaves and Yard Waste, being assigned to the Committee on Legislative Matters, Chairman Quagliani. And that concludes our communications for this evening, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next up is business of the standing committees. The first up is the Committee on Finance, Acting Chairman Quagliani.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Your Committee on Finance is in session. Council members present are Councilman Donovan, Councilwoman Garthwaite, and myself acting as chair. The time is 7:18 p.m. I'd like to entertain a motion to recommend to the entire council that communication D. I'm sorry, let me pass on that one.
First
We
up
have
is
Mr. Taylor here first to give us an update regarding our finances. Mr. Taylor?
Thank you. Hello, everybody.
Hey, David.
Glad it dried out a little bit. So you have my report. I'm sorry. Through May before you. Revenue continues to be collected at a very good rate. As you can see, 96% of the general fund, 94% of the sewer fund, and Allington Fire is above 100%. We do project a little bit more to come in for the rest of the year, and you can see my numbers there. And our expenses are pretty well on target. A lot of the year-end accruals have not been posted, obviously, and as we get through June, we will get those done. So far as the projection's concerned, we're still around the same numbers as we were before. Really nothing new to report on the general fund. Still looking at the same deficit from the Board of Education. And in the revenue side also, the investment income, that's been revised a little bit, and you will have seen, you notice that our 2.1 now rounds up to 2.1 instead of down because we did do a little better on investment income over the last couple of months. So far as the Allentown Fire Department, the driver there, and I mentioned this last month, was due to our bundle billing revenue. That's for transport of patients, and I think the chief came and presented that during the budget, during his budget presentation about the Superior collection group we're using. And on the sewer fund, really no change there either.
Open it up to the Finance Committee first. Is there any questions for Mr. Taylor? I'll open it up to the entire council. Any questions for Mr. Taylor? David, just to be correct here. So we have a cumulative deficit of $2.1 million, but the city side has a surplus of $2.3 million, and the Board of Ed has a deficit of 4.4. Is that where the 2.1 comes from?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any other questions for Mr. Taylor? Chairman?
Thank you. Do you just have a sense of when we would be receiving that omnibus transfer request? Just we just have in our heads of when we might have to start looking at that.
I don't think it'll be ready in July, but it's possible. But more like August.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay. Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll head on to communication D. I'd like to entertain a motion to recommend to the entire council communication D, animal shelter donations to be approved. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman
Second.
Garthwaite, second by Councilman Donovan. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Any abstentions? That motion carries. Mr. Chairman,
At the end.
I'd like to now entertain a motion to recommend to the entire council that communication F, an ordinance amending FY 24-25 capital budget, be read for the first time and that a public hearing be requested. I'd also like to put an amendment regarding this particular communication just give me 1 second, please. That the paving budget be increased by $1 million and the water pollution control outfall pipe be reduced by $1 million. And that's the motion. And do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Donovan. Is there a second?
Second. Discussion.
Councilman Garthwaite? Yep. Discussion?
I want to make sure that I'm looking at this properly. Our original 2024-2025 appropriation was $3,345,000, correct?
What line are you looking at?
The total. It's on the third page.
Yes, 3,345.
Yep, and now our new appropriation will be $2,263,252. Correct?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so we're saving money, right?
We are. We're
Good.
bonding less, yeah.
Yes, I love that. So, yes, just wanted that on the record. Thank you.
Thank you. David, please.
Councilman, you're correct that for these projects, the budget was $3 million. That is not the entire capital budget. And you'll see that in the resolution to follow, the request for an ordinance to follow.
Mm-hmm. I'll open it up to the entire council. Is there any discussion regarding this communication, F, with the amendment? Okay. Seeing none, back, Councilman Heffernan, please. Councilman Heffernan?
The Water Pollution Control Commission, Authority, Plant, Facility,
Very good.
and putting it in the paving.
We are.
Or contingency, is it straight to paving or contingency?
No, straight to the paving line in the bonding ordinance. So there's 4 projects in the water pollution control bucket. One is the odor control, which is proceeding along as scheduled. The second one is the reinforcement of the plant, which is proceeding along as scheduled. The third is the incinerator, which is proceeding along as scheduled. The one that's lagging a bit behind, not a fault of the cities, is the outfall pipe. So we're projected not to need that money for FY27, postponed that till FY28. So that's why we felt it was appropriate to redeploy that money and take the action that we're taking with the amendment. We don't have to redeploy it. Yeah.
I just want to make, I didn't know if we had to. It's not a mandatory thing.
No, but we
Okay.
felt that with the infrastructure improvements that are taking place, if we could add more to the infrastructure, I think that would be a prudent thing to do.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion from the council? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry, just committee. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? That motion carries.
Mr. Chair, if you could just pause for a moment, the clerk just has a housekeeping question.
Yeah, so, I need somebody to provide me with a new Exhibit A.
Sure.
Mr. Taylor,
Well, I kind of,
because,
so I don't have it printed. I can give you the numbers.
no, but when I do my legal notice, I refer to the Exhibit A. So,
So I think all we would need to do on on communications F and a communication G, it needs to reflect that we're reducing the outflow pipe bonding project by $1 million and increasing paving by $1 million.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I don't have that.
no, I don't need it. I don't need it right this second.
Okay.
I'll need it by tomorrow or the next day. So when
Sure.
it goes to publication.
Not a problem.
Thank you. That's all.
For
That's
the-
all.
so
Yeah,
for the-
almost it.
For the record, paving goes from $1,400,000 to $2,400,000, and the outfall pipe goes from $1,250,000 to $250,000. Are we all set, Mr. Chairman? Continue. Okay. Communication G. Let's see, Communication G, an ordinance allowing the issuance of bonds in the amount of $12,477,252 for FY 24-25 capital projects to be read for first time, that a public hearing be requested. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Councilman Donovan,
Second for discussion.
Councilwoman Garthwaite seconds. Discussion, Councilwoman Garthwaite?
I have a couple of items on this list that I'm not in agreement with, but I'm not going to block the business of the council. So I just wanted to put that on public record.
Okay. Thank you. I'll open it up to the entire council. Any other discussion regarding Communication G? Mr. Chairman?
Chairman, we also need to amend Exhibit A to this as well to incorporate the changes that you made in Exhibit F.
Yes, that is correct. So back to for the committee, same changes that were in F would be for G. Go for the paving would go from $1,400,000 to $2,400,000, and the outfall reconstruction total pipe for the pipe would go from $1,250,000 to $250,000. So I want to make sure that
That's the amended motion. Do we need
That's-
to take back our
yeah,
original
yeah.
motion?
Yeah, we do it over.
I take back my original motion.
Second, you take
I'll
that?
rescind.
Okay. Is there a motion as amended?
Motion.
Councilman Donovan,
Second.
Councilwoman Garthwaite. Any other discussion? Anyone on the council? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? That motion carries. Okay, Communication H, a resolution regarding a memorandum of understanding for the Emergency Management Performance Grant Program FY25. Like a motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Donovan,
Second.
second by Councilwoman Garthwaite. Is there any discussion amongst the committee? Is there any discussion for the entire council? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed in committee? Any abstentions? And that motion carries. And then we have in front of us Communication J, sale of outstanding tax liens. The documentation was provided to us. The total number, the request is, well, first off, let me take a motion to approve.
Motion.
Councilman Donovan,
Second.
second by Councilman Garthwaite. David, Rachel, you want to come up and just explain to us what we have in front of us?
Hi, everyone. How are you?
Hi, Rachel.
All right. So this year's lien assignment is going to be awarded. Well, we're recommended to be awarded to Ram Financial Group. They have serviced a couple of our years in the past. They were doing it for a while, and then we stopped assigning to them because they were charging a large fee to our taxpayers. And so once I came, I thought that was wrong. So I started assigning to companies that don't charge the fee. So they put in their contract that they will not charge the fee anymore. And they put it into all of their bids for us. And this time they ended up being the highest bidder, and they did win. The good thing about the assignments is that they allow people to stay in their homes. They have the legal authority to make payment arrangements with the taxpayers that the city does not have. So they give them an extended period of time to pay them off. And the alternative would be taking people out of their homes, which isn't ever the right way to go when someone gives their whole life to the city. So, are there any questions for me?
Council, any questions for Rachel regarding the sale of tax liens? Councilman Donovan?
More of a comment. Good. Thank you for pushing that, because that was that always bothered me when they were forcing, especially somebody that's elderly that may have fallen upon hard times, and then they got to get kicked out of their home. Over the whole thing. So I'm glad that I don't know if you had to twist their arm or whatever you had to do, but thank you for.
No, I just didn't approve them to get the bid.
Whatever you had to do.
I did it.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Councilman Donovan. Anyone else from Chair?
Thank you. Rachel, I just want to just make sure that we understand what the current numbers are, because I recognize that they changed between the time the bid came in to now, because folks had paid off some of their taxes. So could you just run through the numbers for the council?
So originally when we put the list out, we're at about 2.2 million, which is why Ram bid based off of that number. And then as the time went by, we do a new list for them every week. They just didn't revise what they were bidding off of their base number, whereas Tower Capital had done it for the week prior's list. So their number that they bid off of was lower. But the actual amount to as of when the letter was created was the 1.8 million. We are down to about 1.6 million through today of delinquents, which is not going to be reflected on this list because the letter was created on the 12th. So people can still make payments on these until we receive the wire from that company, and that would be the sale.
So has the bid price changed to reflect the lower amount that's being sold?
So what they're bidding is the 7.61% premium. That premium, the percentage doesn't change. So that's actually what their bid is on the percentage.
Just whatever the base is plus the
yes,
the
plus
premium.
that percentage of
Got it.
premium.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any other council members? Okay, Mayor Boer?
So just two quick things. So this is one of the highest percentages we've received in a long time, right?
Yes, since I stopped allowing the them to collect extra.
Yeah. Yep. Good. And then the other thing is I just wanted to mention, because Rachel never gets to come here very often, but while she's at the podium, I just want to take the opportunity to say what a great manager Rachel is. She knows her statutes cold. And she puts up with a lot, being the tax collector and tax manager. And she manages her department really well. And she de-escalates, and she's always looking for opportunities to help, but also get the revenue through our taxes in different creative ways. So I just want to thank you for all the work that you do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else for Rachel? Okay. Thank you, Rachel. Okay, in committee, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. That concludes the business of the committee at Finance Committee at 7:35 p.m.
Thank you, Councilman Quagliani. On behalf of the Committee on Finance, would you like to make any motions to the council?
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Might as well.
All right. You don't want that one. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On behalf of the Committee on Finance, which voted unanimously to recommend the following action be taken by City Council, I move the following resolution be adopted regarding Communication D, Animal Shelter Donations. Resolved, the City Council of the City of West Haven hereby approves the animal shelter donations totaling $1,121.40 to be deposited into the Animal Shelter Donations account 101-000028285. Mary Ann G. Miller, $50. Mary Ann Luzak, $200. West Haven High School, $50. Maureen Coughlin, $50. Linda Bennis, $75. Constance Catalanato, $50. Rosemary Harwood, $100. Riva, $500. Front Stream SPV LLC, $46.40, and I so move.
Thank you. I have a motion to approve Communication D. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Councilman Heffernan. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Regarding Communication F, an ordinance amending the fiscal year 2024-2025 capital budget, whereas the City Council of the City of West Haven has previously adopted the city's fiscal year 24-25 capital budget, and whereas the City Council has determined to remove capital plan appropriations for certain projects. In the 2024-2025 capital budget in the collective amount of $2,417,632, as more particularly listed in Exhibit A, the removed appropriations, and II add and increase capital plan appropriations for certain projects in the 24-25 capital budget in the collective amount of $1,335,884, the increased appropriations, as more particularly listed on Exhibit A, and now therefore be ordained by the City Council of the City of West Haven, Section 1, that the 2024-2025 capital budget, as adopted by the City Council, is hereby amended to remove the removed appropriations and add and increase the increased appropriations as set forth on Exhibit A hereto attached. This ordinance shall be effective immediately upon the mayor's signature, and this is as amended by the committee, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you for that. I'm scheduling a public hearing for July 27th at 6:58 p.m.
That is terrific. Okay, Mr. Chairman, on behalf of the Committee on Finance, which voted unanimously to recommend the following action taken by City Council, I request a public hearing to be scheduled on Communication G, and I be permitted to conduct the first reading. An ordinance authorizing the issuance of $12,477,252 bonds, plus additional financing costs of the city to meet certain fiscal year 2024-2025 budget appropriations and pending the issuance thereof, the making of temporary borrowings for such purpose. The purpose of the ordinance is to appropriate and approve capital project bonds in a maximum amount of $12,477,252 to finance certain capital projects, authorize the bond committee to sell the capital project bonds in a competitive or negotiated offering, and authorize the bond committee to take all necessary actions in connection with the capital project bonds. And I so move.
Thank you. And we'll schedule a public hearing for July 27th at 6:59.
Second. Did you move?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Music.
Communication J regarding the, what's that? H? Did I forget one? Okay. Mr. Chairman, on behalf of your Committee on Finance, which voted unanimously to recommend the following action be taken by City Council, I move that the following resolution be adopted regarding Communication H, a memorandum of agreement regarding the Emergency Management Performance Grant Program fiscal year 2025. Be it resolved that the City Council of the City of West Haven hereby approves and authorizes the City of West Haven to execute a memorandum of agreement regarding a grant program with the Department of Emergency Services and Public Protection, Division of Emergency Management and Homeland Protection, and be it further resolved, Dorinda Boer, the mayor of the City of West Haven, is authorized and directed to execute and deliver any and all documents related to this resolution on behalf of the City of West Haven, to do so and perform all acts and things which she deems to be necessary or appropriate to carry out the terms of such documents, including but not limited to executing and delivering all agreements and documents contemplated by such documents, and I so move.
Thank you. I have a motion from Councilman Quagliani regarding the approval of Communication H. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Councilman Beaton. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Regarding Communication J, the delinquent tax lien assignment. Assignment of delinquent sewer and tax liens on the grand list of 2024 to RAM Financial Group. Whereas the City of West Haven requested bids for the assignment of liens for delinquent sewer fees and taxes on the grand list of 2024 in the aggregate amount of $1,870,734.47. And whereas RAM Financial Group was the high bidder with a purchase price of $2,224,464.50, or 107.61% of the amount of liens to be assigned. And whereas it is the recommendation of both the City of West Haven's Finance Director and Tax Manager that RAM Financial Group's bid and proposal be accepted. Be it resolved that acting pursuant to the provisions of Connecticut General Statutes, Section 12-195H, the City Council of the City of West Haven hereby approves and authorizes the assignment of said liens for delinquent sewer charges and taxes totaling $1,870,734.47 to RAM Financial Group in consideration of the sum of $1,956,434.79. Be it further resolved, Dorinda Boer, the mayor of the City of West Haven, is authorized and directed to execute and deliver any and all documents related to this resolution on behalf of the City of West Haven, and to do and perform all acts and things which deems to be necessary or appropriate to carry out the terms of such documents, including but not limited to executing and delivering all agreements and documents contemplated by such documents. And I so move.
Thank you. I have a motion from Councilman Quagliani regarding the approval of Communication J. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Councilman McMillan. Any discussion? Seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That concludes your business on finance.
Thank you. Since you did such a stellar job, why don't you continue on the Committee on Legislative Matters?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Whose idea was this anyway? Your Committee on Legislative Matters is now in session at 7:43 p.m. Council members present are Councilman Ronan, Councilwoman Garthwaite, myself acting as chair. Before us, we have Communication A from the June 8th, 2026 agenda regarding an ordinance amending streets and squares regarding yard waste. For the committee, is there a motion for second reading and approval?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Garthwaite.
Second.
Second by Councilman Ronan. Any discussion? Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? That motion carries. Mr. Chairman, that concludes your business on legislative matters at 7:44 p.m.
Thank you. Would you like to make any motions on behalf of your committee to the City Council?
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On behalf of your Committee on Legislative Matters, which voted unanimously to recommend the following action be taken by the City Council, I move that the ordinance submitted as Communication A from the June 8, 2026 agenda be adopted, and I will conduct the second reading. The proposed ordinance is to prohibit the placement, raking, or blowing of leaves and yard waste onto streets, public rights-of-ways, waterways, and other public property. The provisions of this article shall be enforced by citation and subsequent process pursuant to Chapter 128 of the Code of the City of West Haven, Enforcement of Ordinances. Any person violating any of the provisions of this article shall be fined not more than $100 for the first offense, $200 for the second offense, and $250 for subsequent offenses. Fines will be enforced by the Department of Public Works, and this ordinance authorizes the city to remove violations and recover associated cost. That concludes the business of the Committee on Legislative Matters. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I so move.
I have a motion from Councilman Quagliani to approve an ordinance as Communication A from the June 8, 2026 agenda. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Councilman McMillan. Any discussion? Councilman Donovan.
Yeah, this motion we're going, this is just for the upgrades of the fines, correct? Or is there, because I have a question or about 206-55, having more verbiage put into that. I did talk with Chairman Quagliani about it. I didn't know if this was the time to talk about adding verbiage or waiting to hear back from Corp Counsel.
So the motion on the floor is to pass the ordinance as written.
The full ordinance.
The full ordinance as written. So if you're interested in amending the language, then we're gonna have to do that before it passes.
Yeah, I'd like to see if we need to do that. So the council, I've had constituents contact me concerned about why, if they're raking the leaves and it goes into the street and they go get the bags and they come back and they want to bag them, are they going to get fined in between? And I told them probably not. It's not going to be like that. But I just didn't know if there was some kind of verbiage in there so we could put why we don't want this happening. I don't know if it's that important to do that or not. And if not, then we can just move forward with it. That's why it's still up for discussion at this point.
Sure.
But
Councilman Quagliani.
Yeah. So I could probably add a little color regarding the reason to do it. So tonight's a perfect example, I think, right, with the heavy rain. So at the end of the day, I believe, so we're an MS4 community, so we have to meet the requirements of the state and the federal government regarding stormwater runoff. There's an issue with leaves that run into the storm drains. As they decompose, they add pollutants to the water. So there's numerous other communities that have the same ordinance in effect. Some of them are stringent where you can't even put your leaf bags on the street, because if you have a rainy night and they tear and the stream of water going down your curb line takes them into the storm drain. So this is that's I believe what the rationale is to why the ordinance in place. So we try to keep as many of the leaves out of the storm drains and in the stormwater system. I can't respond to your question regarding timing. I would like to think common sense would prevail on that. If you're actively working to clean your leaves and some are in the street while you're actively working, I personally would think that that would be appropriate. If you leave the leaves in a pile on the corner on the curb line for 2 days, I think that probably is not appropriate, right? So if you're actively working to clean and clear the leaves, I think then no one should have a problem. That's my opinion. So.
And I appreciate that. I accept that opinion wholeheartedly. So thank you.
Councilman McMillan.
I'm just being facetious. Who would determine what's a reasonable time to pick up one's leaves? Me with the camera while you're driving away or going to get those bags?
You directed that to me?
Yes.
Reasonableness is reasonableness. I mean, we have all these, like plowing in the snow, all those types of things. So it would. You're right. There's discretion involved.
Absolutely.
So I think I think there needs to be discretion if someone's got their landscaper there and they blew, all these leaves into the street and all of a sudden they pack up and leave. I think that's a problem, right? If they blew them into the street and now they're in the process of sucking them up with their equipment or bagging them or whatever, then I don't think that is a problem.
So that might speak to Councilman Donovan's question or statement regarding maybe there should be a little more verbiage in there, just so Mackey's sitting in his yard and watching you with the leaves, and you're blowing everything into the street. There might be an intention. Yes, I'm going to get them picked up, but what's a responsible time to have that taken care of? Would you like to chime in, Mayor? I see. I thought you. Oh no! So you.
Yes, I will eventually chime in.
Councilwoman Heffernan?
I think I asked when it was first brought out, if it just goes straight to fines, there's no warning, just right to fine. No notice, we're gonna have a public notice that this is gonna happen, and everyone will be aware of it, and yes.
I think the mayor will be
Okay.
able to talk about the implementation of this. I just want to get through, make sure all the council has opportunity to speak. Councilwoman Garthwaite?
I wanted to say that if if someone is being nasty to a neighbor, takes a picture and then sends it in and says the leaves are there, and then the blight officer goes out and sees that the leaves are cleaned up, if you're cleaning them, I would say within a couple of hours you should have them picked up. I mean, we don't ever, sometimes someone might make a mistake. They have a irresponsible landscaper, but if our blight officer goes out to check it out and it's not there, then of course the blight officer is going to be hesitant next time around to go out and check it out. So I don't personally have a problem with the way that it's written, but I don't know how everyone else feels. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else on the council have any comments? Mayor?
Yes, thank you. Just two things. One is, in addition to the stormwater, which is very important, we are not, we don't need to clog the storm drains because then we have a bigger issue. But also, this recommendation came from PD because it's a danger. So as soon as those leaves get wet, we know that it could be very slippery. So, and snow is probably coming next, ordinance on that. But we know, we've seen it before. Landscapers are doing a house and then they just blow them into the into the road when they're done, and then they're in the road, and then we got to pick them up. And if we don't pick them up in time, they get wet and it rains and it's a danger, and then it goes in the storm drain. So I agree that it's necessary. I don't know that you could define reasonableness in an ordinance. We have a lot of ordinances where either our blight or our zoning enforcement or PD or whoever goes out to investigate something, they got to use their expertise and their judgment, right? Somebody calls and says, those leaves have been sitting out there for 4 days. They'll be able to figure out if those leaves will be sitting there for 4 days, right? If they complain and the leaves just got out there an hour ago, they'll be able to figure it out. I think we should be able to rely on our department heads and our department leaders to figure out. That's what they do all day long. And they could tell when someone's not being truthful, too.
Councilman McMillan?
So my response to you then is, in the fall, when the leaves are falling all on the ground, and the tree may not be in my yard, but it's in front of, across the street, it's piling up with the leaves, who's then responsible? Should I go pick those leaves up if they're across, so they're not clogging, so it's not intimated that maybe those came from my yard? No.
Yeah. No, so, we try to get those, we try to do the best we can with the sweepers, and, but for the most part, people are supposed to be a little responsible. Even like during the snowstorm, residents will go out there and clear the fire hydrant, they'll clear the storm drain. We should all just kind of pick up our neighborhood. But if they blow into your yard, Mackie, and they blow in front of your house, and you have a Ring camera that shows that happened, and that you did not dump them into the road as a council person, then we will believe you, and you won't be fined.
Councilman Donovan.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with everything. I just, when the constituents called me and asked me today, I said I will bring that up at the meeting just to see if there's any. So I'm glad this discussion came out. If they're not listening, I will reiterate back with them and let them know that just do it in a timely manner. One of them says, I do it, but I don't want to get fined while I'm blowing it out there, and I just did my job. That's what I'm saying. So, thank you.
Although we're making light of this a little bit, I think it is a valid concern because ordinances such as these, it's very difficult, as the mayor said, to craft an ordinance that's very precise when it's something a topic like this. However, it's natural to be concerned about how people are going to exercise their discretion, and certainly about, as Councilman's point, a tree that may have leaves fall in front of the house that we didn't cause. What's our responsibility? So I think that this discussion is important. We had some fun with it, but it is an absolutely worthwhile discussion. And my position is that I'm going to rely that the folks that are in charge of enforcing this are going to use their best discretion and just not abuse the purpose and the intent of this ordinance. Councilman Tagliatella?
On the other hand, wouldn't it just make sense, like if you saw your drain clogged from leaves, get a rake and just undo it? I mean, I'll be honest with you, that happened to us. I forget what storm it was. And the road, Beach Street and Morse, was flooding. Nobody could understand why it was flooding. Well, because all the leaves were covering over the drain basin. My husband goes out and gets a rake and clears it, and the water went down. I mean, it's just, I know you shouldn't have to, but if everybody just pitched in and did and helped their neighborhood, if you saw that leaves were stuck there, just help. I guess that's all I'm trying to say. So, thank you.
Any further discussion? See none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to the Committee on Personnel and Civil Service, Chairman Ronan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The time is now 7:57. Your Committee on Personnel and Civil Service is now in session. Members present are Councilors Rivera, Tagliatella, Garthwaite, and myself, Ronan, acting as chair. Members absent are Councilors Akbar Ali. I will entertain a motion to recommend to the entire council that Communication C, reappointment of Ms. Roberta Garlock to the Board of Ethics, be approved. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any
Aye.
opposed? Any abstentions? I will entertain a motion. Oh, motion passes. I will now entertain a motion to recommend to the entire council that Communication E, reappointment of Ms. Margaret Goodwin to the Energy Commission, be approved. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. I will now entertain a motion to recommend to the entire City Council that Communication I, reappointment of Raymond V. Collins IV to the Energy Commission, be approved. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? That concludes the business of the Committee on Personnel and Civil Service. The time is 7:58. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Councilman Ronan. Would you like to make any motions on behalf of your committee?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On behalf of your Committee on Personnel and Civil Service, which voted unanimously to recommend the following action be taken by the City Council, I move that Communication C, the reappointment of Ms. Roberta Garlock to the Board of Ethics, be approved.
Second.
Thank you. I have a first from Councilman Ronan on Communication C and a second from Councilman Garthwaite. Any discussion? I just want to say that I served with Ms. Garlock on the Board of Ethics for 2 years. She's incredibly smart and thoughtful when it comes to these matters. She does not play party politics at all when when there's a matter that has to come before the board. She maintains confidentiality, and I think that she's a asset to that board, and I'm very happy that she's willing to stick on. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, on behalf of your Committee on Personnel and Civil Service, which voted unanimously to recommend the following action be taken by the City Council, I move that Communication E, the reappointment of Ms. Margaret Goodwin to the Energy Commission, be approved.
I have a motion from Councilman Ronan to approve Communication E, reappointment of Margaret Goodwin. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Councilman Tagliatella. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
Mr. Chairman, on behalf of your Committee on Personnel and Civil Service, which voted unanimously to recommend the following action be taken by the City Council, I move that Communication I, the reappointment of Raymond V. Collins IV to the Energy Commission, be approved.
I have a motion to approve Communication I, the reappointment of Raymond Collins to the Energy Commission from Councilman Ronan. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Councilman Garthwaite. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
That concludes the business of the Committee on Personnel and Civil Service. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Councilman Ronan. Okay, moving on to unfinished business. We have the charter revision. So just a couple of dates to keep in mind. Last Thursday, the City Council voted to send its recommendations to the Charter Revision Commission. That has been done effective today. It has been posted with Mr. Lewis, our city clerk, and a forwarding letter and a summary of all of our recommended changes has been submitted to Chairman Kelly to disseminate to the entire commission. We are meeting, having a joint meeting tomorrow and this Wednesday, both at 6 o'clock in these chambers. The point of those meetings is so that the City Council can explain its rationales for the recommendations and for the Charter Revision Commission to ask any questions, and we could have a discussion. It is not intended as a back and forth debate. They will debate our recommendations internally, I believe, on July 1st and continuing to another meeting if it's necessary. Once in July, the CRC votes on the final report that's going to come to the City Council, we will then schedule a special meeting for us to vote on the recommended changes to the charter in its totality. And then, depending on how much work we have at that meeting, we may or may not complete our work on voting on all of the questions for the ballot. If we are unable to vote fully for the ballot questions in July, then we will have a meeting on, I believe we scheduled it for August 5th. With that, I think that is everything. Councilman Quagliani, anything that I missed? No, we're good. Any discussion? Sure.
I know we had an email exchange on this. I just want to, so the council is going to discuss with the CRC high level why the changes are being proposed, right? And you said no back and forth, but is the CRC have the opportunity through that discussion to explain why they felt on a particular topic. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like the council's going to explain their position. Has the CRC been given an opportunity to explain their position?
The chairman was here the first night. None of the other members opted to be here. We will have a discussion, but the discussion is limited to only the City Council recommendations. Now, if we haven't voted on a change, then it's not going to be discussed. And if they have questions or they want to discuss their initial rationale, that's fine. What I'm trying to convey is that we're not going to have a back and forth debate. We're not going to try to change their minds. They're not going to try to change our minds. We're just going to let them know this is what we suggest, and then they are free to vote on it however they see appropriate.
I understand you don't want to have a debate. I just want to make sure because in the the notice, or not the notice, the email, it said, this is the council's opportunity to explain to the CRC our position. I'm not sure they understand that. That is an opportunity for them to also explain their position. Do you think that they know that?
I'm confident that the chair knows that, so I can have Chairman Kelly communicate that to that before tomorrow.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Okay. Any city council liaison reports? Councilwoman Heffernan?
I would like the council to know that the library purchased a bookmobile last week at no cost to the taxpayers. What? They bought a bookmobile at no cost to the taxpayers.
You gotta.
Yeah, they bought a bookmobile. Woohoo! Everybody at home, woohoo!
That's big news.
Ca- Please, everybody, please make sure that you're on the record.
That's all.
Any other council liaison reports? Councilman Donovan?
We had a EOC meeting, but I believe you're going to talk about that under new business, or
It's
I'll
up to
leave-
you.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I'll leave that up to you.
Punting it. Any other liaison reports? New business? City council? Councilman McMillan?
I would just say on this Saturday, we will be having our Juneteenth celebration at Carrigan. If you're available, it will be from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. So come out, support us. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other new business? Councilman Beaton?
On July 4th, 11 a.m., I will be the MC for the Sodom Memorial Service that we have at Bradley Point. That West Haven Alex has done this for a number of years. Councilman Ronan is the past recipient of that award. We honor our servicemen and women that day, and we also give a brief but poignant description of William A. Soderman and what he did for our community, our state, and our city, and our country. So I welcome everyone to attend. It's a brief ceremony, be over in about a half an hour, 11 a.m. at Bradley Point.
Thank you. Any other new business from the council? Councilwoman Garthwaite?
Thank you. I had a couple of residents reach out to me about the event that happened the other evening on Campbell Avenue. We've had 2 shootings now. We've had some stabbings. We do have what seems to be an issue on the green with some drug activity. And so they asked that I bring it to the council, and I'm looking at you, Mayor, because I know if you have any information, you're going to share it with us. So that's what I'm bringing out.
Any other new business from the council? Mayor, do you have anything? Oh, sorry. Councilman Tagliatelle. Thank you.
More information. I've been forgetting to thank the mayor, and I don't know if it's Ricky Fontana. I've noticed the new life preservers that have been around the city on the beach. That's fantastic. I notice every beach, every so many feet. That's fantastic. I had no idea that was even an idea, but kudos. Thank you.
Anything else? Mayor?
So just, and I'll go back to you, Melly, of course. Yes, that was part of our Safety Water Initiative. And it's a good segue because we offered free swim lessons for the first time, free boating lessons, free life jackets. We're building the rescue station down on T Bluff. And we bought those rings and we installed them along the coastline. And then we also have them for some of our police cars as well. And then also the building department last week did a pool safety forum here at City Hall. So we wanted to be really proactive and aggressive in our approach on water safety. And we've been doing the circuit, me and Rick, and going on TV and stuff. Yeah, it's been a good job, and he's very instrumental. So, yeah, I was going to lead off with that. And talk about, it was an awful tragedy. And our condolences go out to the families who lost their loved ones. It's just a senseless act of violence. And I will say that our police department works diligently. They're working this case and investigating diligently. I did issue a statement today, but cannot comment on that particular incident while the police are investigating it. But in the next couple of days, we will be holding a press conference to talk about the facts so that we share them, because we always want to go out there with the information that we know it, how we know it, And we also want to be very careful that sometimes when we make statements, it does not interfere in any way in the work that they're trying to do. I have to be very careful what I say about that incident, but it was very horrible. So we had the incident on the green as well. Those were, as we know, two homeless people that were on the green, and a third person came, and they got into a fight. We did have today a meeting of all of our departments. So I brought everybody in. We met a lot Saturday and we met a lot Sunday with PD. So we had all hands on deck to make sure everybody has the resources they have to address any violence in the city. And I've talked to some state agencies. I'll be able to share that in the upcoming days as well, because we have just so many resources, and I think our police department is doing everything they can. But when it comes to establishments, we also have to have having our other departments, right? Zoning, health, fire, police, looking for any violations of any establishments that it's very, very difficult when it comes to a liquor license to challenge that license, because it's the state agency that grants that license, and there's a process for revoking it. And we have gone through that process on many establishments often. So today I had that conversation with the state that the state is strained for resources when it comes to consumer protection. I understand that. I don't know that the answer is providing that agency with more resources. I think the answer is give us the authority to do the job we know we need to do, because we're capable of doing it in our own city. So let us do our job. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. Yeah, it's just awful. Just, and everybody works so hard in the city, and, So with that, let me move on to, I missed the gentleman who was speaking earlier. Did he talk about the Family First event? Mm-hmm. Oh, let me go back to Melly, because I didn't want to ignore the part about the green. So we, all throughout the fall and the winter and the spring, we have dedicated foot patrol now down our center. Officer Patel was here, Vinny was here. We moved a lot of those resources to the shore, right? We have an awful lot of city to cover. And, we have people who their cars are parked at the shore and they're not a state license plate, and we have to be at the green, and we have to be at the beach, and we have to be in Allentown. So they're bringing in more officers on overtime for additional shifts to cover it all. So we do have 200 cameras up now with 400 views. So while that doesn't prevent it, at least we're able to address it in real time. So, and that's there's a lot of tools, and giving the police department more resources as well. Yes. So that so more to come on that. We will discuss that more this week, and you'll hear from me more on that. The sound study. So, so did you want any information on the sound study? I mean, it is what it is, right? So I heard the gentleman earlier that he let us know where it was. I think most people knew where it was. I went out there and I did the video. I said, I think we know where it is, but a global international company is not going to have John Smith from Center Street, or I'm not saying that's John Smith from Center Street, but is not going to have, I can't go in hand with us. Somebody thinks it's you. We had to do this study. I think it was the right thing to do. And the study had clear decibel readings, and you need that as well, right? Otherwise, they might say, go pound sand. It's not us. Prove it. So I think we did the right thing. I think the council did the right thing, authorizing that funding. It came back with the readings now that we have. John went and met with them. I had a Zoom call with them. Originally, they had said, we'll be able to fix this. We have to order more parts. We're going to fix it for September for Labor Day. I said, that's good, but not good enough. We need something in the interim. They said, we can't do something in the interim. I said, unfortunately, we will have to issue a cease and desist order. They said, we'll be right back. And then they came back and they said, we are going to work on a temporary fix. I said, okay, so we got to put everything on hold. They put the temporary fix in. My understanding is it is not completely fixed. But John, our Commissioner of Health and Human Resources, went and met with 12 different neighbors from different neighborhoods that have previously identified the noise to ask them what they're hearing and is it a change. And they all said that it was a change. So is that what you're hearing from, because I'm not in that neighborhood?
Yes. Yeah. A number of the constituents that have been contacting me personally have said that while it's not completely gone, it is noticeably better.
Okay. Everybody's good? Okay. Okay. We just got the train stations. So I think it was money worth us spending, and they are paying us back for the study. So it's not like we had to put it out, and hopefully we resolve this. Okay, sound study. Hang on a second. Okay, so the parking situation. Our beaches were packed these past 3 days. Packed. I don't know if you went down the shoreline. It was bustling everywhere. And yes, there were cars everywhere. We're doing the best we can. Again, folks are calling us on the cars. Our police, had some priorities this weekend. So just asking everybody to be patient. We put more signs up. We have our PEOs, but our PEOs are part-time. They're not, they're not there every day. And those who were out of town who were parking, for example, in Dawson, probably been parking there for years. Maybe they missed the sign. So we're doing the best we can to address it. I actually drove around with Charlie Young, traffic division today, and we identified more places to put spots. I can't believe people were parking in the grass across from Sea Bluff. Some people were parking on Ocean Avenue, on the Ocean Avenue side. So a lot of parking issues, but we're doing the best we can to address them. Trust us, be patient with us. So yes, today, speaking of the beach, we had our fireworks meeting. It's a risk reduction meeting where police, fire, the fireworks committee, ERS, AMR is there, UI is there, our mobile command, public works, health department, everybody. We've done this a few years with, without any incidents. Closing the streets, we'll be having announcements when we're closing Ocean Avenue down. We have food trucks, so there's a lot of coordination of fire inspection and health inspection, which we're getting through. It's going to be a great show. It's going to be a great show. Again, thank you to the fireworks committee. They raised the money for this. They are a volunteer small group that goes out there and pounds the pavement. It's a $25,000 show, and they have raised the lion's share of it. We, last year, they were short about $8,000, and they called me, and we made some phone calls from some, folks in town, and they gave it. And this year we didn't have to do that. So God bless them. Yeah, it's going to be great. We are going to close some of those lots along the beach just to make sure everybody is safe. It's going to be fun. Any questions on fireworks? Anything you want to add, Gary? You were there as a liaison.
Yeah, I mean the times. Some of the lots are not going to be open at all. I believe Sea Bluff and Dawson, or
no, Sea Bluff and Bradley.
And Bradley,
we have to close
that's
them
gonna be
off
closed.
because they'll be
Yeah,
setting
they'll
up
be
the fire.
closed. Even during the day, you just won't be able to park there at all. Other parking lots, if you're in there and they close the parking lot, you're there until the duration. Just so let your people know if anybody's parking there. The street's going to be shut down at 2 o'clock from Kelsey to Platt, only on, westbound, going towards Milford. It'll be closed for the food trucks will be there so they can get inspected and stuff, and then they're going to close from South Street to Kelsey around 3:30, 4 o'clock, more towards 5 o'clock, I believe. People get home from work and stuff like that. But yeah, it's well organized meeting. I'm glad I sat in on it. Conference center will be open for dignitaries and such as well. You need a parking pass, you just, I guess, call your office.
Yeah, that's going to be very limited because the
Right.
Kelsey has the fences up, so we're going to push the fences aside, and we want to make as many handicap accessible in that lot.
Right. Yeah, other than that, I mean, just go out and enjoy the show. It's going to be a good show.
Oh, so you're dating yourself, Ann. Okay, so speaking of fireworks, the 250th. So, we see a lot of activities going on for the 250th. So, just a couple of things I want to talk about that we're doing. First of all, we are doing a time capsule. We are going to bury it on the green August 2nd because that is the day that they start assigning. That's when, John Hancock, I think it's the 2nd. Don't quote me on that. It could be the 3rd because that might be a Sunday, whatever that Monday is. But I just put an ad in the voice, so it's in there. But we're going to ask for suggestions by July 4th for time capsule items. And we have a committee of 5. State Representative William Heffernan, sitting in the audience, is one of those committee members that is going to take everybody's suggestions and kind of gather all those ideas and kind of determine. We have to let you know what the dimensions are in that time capsule because, it has to be small things. We've already, people as we're talking about it are starting to send them. Which is great. We're going to put it out there. So the time capsule also on July 4th at 2 p.m. across the state and across the nation, churches will be ringing bells 13 times for the 13 colonies. So what we are going to do, we sent a letter out to all the churches in the city. We are going to read the Declaration of Independence on the steps of City Hall at 1:45. 1:50, depending on how long it takes us to read it. And then at 2 o'clock, the bells will ring. But then we're also going to ask folks who join us to bring a bell. So 13 bells for the 13 colonies is what we're doing. We're joining the rest of the state. But then for a minute are going to ring bells in the city for Let Freedom Ring. We also have lawn signs that are coming in. They're a little delayed that we'll sell. I think they're like maybe $10. If people want them for the lawns, 10 or 15. Don't quote me. We're getting those in. We also are painting our intersection here on Main and Campbell with the big 250 and the red, white, and blue and the stars. Our bridge down on Ocean Avenue will be lit up red, white, and blue for 2 weeks rather than just 4th of July. And those are some of the activities. I think I got them. I want to thank everybody. Oh, and the Historic Society has been doing a series of talks on the city's history. I know some folks asked if we were doing a fireworks show for the 250th. We do a fireworks show for July 3rd every year, arguably one of the best in the state. So those are some of the activities. So excited to do that. I know you're all looking at me like, wrap it up. Juneteenth, I'm not going to take that away from Mackie because you might want to talk about that because I don't think you're meeting before that. Also, concerts this Friday. The concert on the Green starts with Trey Paul. We have another acoustic Sunday. And
When is that acoustic Sunday, Mayor?
Sunday.
This Sunday, right?
Yes.
Okay.
What's this? This is. Yes, there's 2 in June. There's 2 in June. Yes. Yep, Trey Paul, Acoustic Sunday. And then, of course, we've been meeting, although we put all that on hold on today because of everything going on, Salmon Rock Festival. So that will be towards the end of July, but there's a lot of activities being planned for the Salmon Rock Festival.
Mayor,
Yes.
who do we contact for the signs?
So Andrew created a mailbox that he's going to put out there. He'll send it out to all of you. We'll put it online so that you can share it.
Okay, great. Thank
Yep.
you.
Any questions for me on anything? Okay.
Sounds like a lot of very exciting events coming up, and but more importantly, thank you very much for keeping us informed of all the things that are going on in the city. I know that there's a lot of folks that are worried about what's been happening down in the center, but we totally understand that we can't interfere with what the police are doing. We have to rely that they're going to do their job to the best of their ability, and then they will release the information as it becomes available and as is appropriate. But just thank you for keeping your pulse on everything that's going on there. With that, any other new business? All right, we will be back here tomorrow at 6 o'clock to meet with the Charter Revision Commission. With that, time is 8:24. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Good night, everybody.